Yo, what is good, everybody? We got some breaking news as my camera just died. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. My camera's dead, guys, but you can still hear me. Don't worry, I'm changing it. Sam Darnold has been traded to the Carolina Panthers. What the hell? That was totally out of nowhere. So Sam Darnold's era is officially over. Don't worry, I'm switching my camera right now so you guys can see. But whoa. So we were live on my channel doing our weekly stream, and the topic of that was, will the Jets keep Sam Darnold and draft a quarterback? Because that's all the speculation is all across the NFL. That's what everything's going on, right? And as we're talking an hour into the stream, Ali breaks the news. Yo, guys, breaking news. Sam Darnold's traded. All right, Ali, it's not April Fool's anymore. Funny joke. And then here we are. Sam's gone. He gets traded for a sixth-round pick in 2021, and he gets traded for a 2022 second-round pick and a 2022 fourth-round pick. Woo! All right, guys. So Sam Darnold is officially a Carolina Panther. I think he's going to do great things over there. I think getting reunited with Robbie Anderson is dope. I think Matt Rule and Joe Brady are going to treat him well. As a Sam Darnold fan, I always wanted him to go somewhere where I think he'll be, prioritized with coaching and weapons, and I feel like he has that in Carolina. I think he's going to do great things over there. So, Jack, what's your initial thoughts of Sam Darnold being traded to the Carolina Panthers?
Well, my initial reaction was, holy shit. And then once I, kind of realized that it was real and actually happening right before our eyes, honestly, good for Sam, man. I now it's time for me to stand by what I've said all along, and I will do that. It's time for me to support whoever gets drafted, whether that be Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, or anybody else. And I will do that just like I said I've done it this whole time. That being said, I think that, first of all, we'll talk about what we got more in detail as the live goes on, but we ended up with 3 draft picks for Sam. One of them being a second round pick next year, and a 4th round pick next year, and a 6th round pick this year. I feel pretty good about that, honestly. We kind of saw his value kind of tanking by the day, and we end up getting 3 draft picks for the guy. So one of them being a 2nd round pick. So I feel good in terms of what we got for Sam. And I welcome in a new quarterback with open arms, regardless of who that is. However, the Jets certainly failed Sam Darnold from the moment he walked into the building. I think that, 99.9% of Jets fans can agree on that. Regardless of how you feel about him, the Jets did not set him up for success. So will the Carolina Panthers do what the Jets did not? I mean, he's already going to a much better team than the one he left. I mean, you're talking about Christian McCaffrey. You're talking about a Robbie Anderson reunion. You're talking about DJ Moore. You're talking about an exciting offense. So really good for Sam was my reaction, because as much as I feel like, because a lot of people are saying, well, Sam needs a fresh start. Ali, I believe you said that in the earlier stream. I think that fresh start could have very well been with the Jets this year, with a totally revamped staff on both sides of the ball and new weapons to throw to. So I think that fresh start could have come on the Jets for sure. But the fact that it's going to be in Carolina with a better team, you know what? Good for Sam. And we got a pretty good deal out of it as well. So I'm just kind of right here right now. I'm not overly ecstatic because obviously you guys know Sam was my guy, and I was a big Sam Darnold supporter from the beginning, through the good times, all throughout the bad times, up until right now. I'm always going to support Sam. I wish him the best. But now the Jets have an actual job to do in, for once in our lives, properly developing around a freaking quarterback that we take. So if Joe Douglas is not the general manager that can do that, I don't know who is. So I feel like, I don't know, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, you had a lot to say. My dad, I was on the phone. My dad called me because that's breaking news. My dad's like, Sam Darnold's gone? Yeah, it's crazy. This is a big, serious. The The Jets have officially moved on from Sam Darnold. Oh man, Ali's wearing a Sam Darnold jersey. I have 2 Sam Darnold jerseys, guys. I have 2.
You got to go throw one on.
Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
Okay, this is how I gotta say it. When he got drafted by the New York Jets, I was so ecstatic that night when it was available on NFL Shop. I bought this jersey. I bought this jersey right away because I didn't think that Sam Darnold would fall to number 3. I didn't that morning when they said Baker Mayfield was going to go first, I thought that was just steam. I didn't think he was going to go number 1. I really was thinking the Jets are going to get Baker Mayfield when he comes down. But somehow Sam Darnold dropped, and I was ecstatic at that time. Now, 3 years later, things have changed, and I truly believed that Sam Darnold needs a new start. That's what I've been saying since December, that Sam Darnold needs to go, not because of the talent-wise, not because I hate him, not because I think he just is terrible quarterback, just because he needs a new start. And that was my one thing that I always said about Sam Darnold. I think he'll do great things under Matt Rule. I love Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator. I actually wanted him to be the coach of the New York Jets in the early stages of the head coaching process for us. But now he goes to a team that's established. He goes to play with Robbie Anderson, who he has a connection with, and pretty much brought him to the league. You know, that's who his weapons were when he came into the league. And he gets a chance, a young quarterback, to get a chance to revive his career. The Jets get a chance for Joe Douglas to get his own guy, Robert Saleh to get his own guy. And that's what I said from the beginning. I know you guys remember this, that when a new head coaching comes in, it's usually the process of them getting a new quarterback. That's what usually happens, and that's how it should be. And for the first time, I finally see the Jets doing this, and I'm actually excited for them, but I'm also excited for Sam Darnold because I think he can be great somewhere else. So I think it's a win-win situation for all Jets fans. We saw the great flashes from Sam Darnold. Obviously, we wish we could see more from him. Obviously, I wish I didn't see him with Adam Gase. Obviously, I didn't wish him to see him regress this terribly. And where the point is, I just don't want him anymore, and I just want him to get out and be successful somewhere else. And I wish him the best, man. I really do, and I think he'll still be great in Carolina.
Yeah, man. Obviously, this is a really huge day for the New York Jets because we just answered the biggest question of the offseason. We all knew it was going to happen eventually, but now we know what is going to happen. We're getting a rookie in the building. And a lot of people in their chat are telling me to burn my Sam Darnold jersey. I would never do that. I am not somebody that would do that ever. I will be rooting for Sam Darnold in Carolina because I genuinely feel like the Jets organization failed Sam Darnold. I really genuinely feel like that way. I don't think any quarterback that got drafted in 2018 to the Jets would have survived, whether that's the coaching staff, the playmakers, the protection. You can go on, but that's not to say Sam did not live up to his potential either. It's both on the organization. It's both on Sam Darnold. It was just not the right situation for him, and I'll be rooting for him. I'm definitely not going to be burning his jersey, and I might even be buying his jersey in the Carolina Panthers. You know, I really am rooting for Sam Darnold because I just feel like the Jets absolutely failed him. And as a 23-year-old guy, I'm rooting for him. So this is a best case scenario for the Jets. It's the best case scenario for the Carolina Panthers. I think the Jets actually got a really good haul. We got an extra 6th-round pick this year. We got a 2nd-rounder next year and another 4th-rounder next year. So that's not a terrible, draft compensation because we know that his value wasn't that great. And we thought that we were being a little overly optimistic saying maybe we can get a late 1st, but obviously that was not going to happen. But we eventually get a 2nd-round pick and a 4th and a 6th. So Sam Darnold is gone. He is now on the Carolina Panthers. He's reunited with Robbie Anderson. He has Christian McCaffrey as his running back. He has a very upcoming solid, offense over there. He's also reunited with Teddy Bridgewater. So I feel like this was the perfect trade for Sam Darnold because I always said, if the Jets trade Sam Darnold, I want him to go to a team that can really maximize his potential. And I feel like the Panthers are a perfect spot for him. It's in the NFC. Also, the Jets will be versing the Panthers next year. So Sam Darnold will be going up against us next year, which will be insane. But man, listen, I think this move needed to happen. You guys know me. I was very open-minded with this whole situation, whether the Jets move on from Sam Darnold or they wanted to keep Sam. I really felt like either way I could get behind it because I felt like there was positives to each scenario, but I definitely deep down knew that this was going to happen. I felt like the Jets were going to draft a quarterback. And for those guys that were in our stream earlier today, the title of the stream was, are the Jets going to keep Sam and draft a quarterback? That whole stream means absolutely nothing now because we were just going on a tangent of like, no, the Jets should not keep Sam Darnold and draft a quarterback. That would be a terrible decision. Well, I'm like, yeah, well, what if they do that? Well, nobody go back to watch that stream because that just means absolutely nothing anymore. But wow, I got my rookie Sam Darnold jersey here. I got the new Sam Darnold jersey here. All I got to say is I'm not buying whatever quarterback jersey we get. I'm not buying it until they prove me that they're the franchise guy because I got PTSD from drafting falling in love with our third overall pick in Sam Darnold. I'm hoping that Zach Wilson, I think he's going to be the pick. I'm excited to get a new rookie in the building and refresh the clock. We got a new financial, situation. We're going to have a lot of new energy surrounding this New York Jets offense now. And I genuinely feel like Zach Wilson's a Jet. I think Zach Wilson just officially became a Jet. Is there a possibility that Justin Fields is the pick? Yes. But I definitely think that Zach Wilson will be the pick. That's what my gut tells me. I could be wrong, but that's definitely what I can think. And, I'm at a loss for words. I honestly did not expect this to happen right now as we were live before. But guys, if you guys are new to Jets Media, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all you guys tuning in to my stream today. This is pretty nuts. The trade compensation, it's not bad. Obviously, we wish we got a second rounder this year, but we got that second rounder. We got a fourth rounder, and we got a sixth rounder. There's a lot to get into. We got a lot of people in the stream right now, over 700 people right now in the stream. So, guys, smash that like button if you guys are happy that Sam Darnold got traded. I'm curious. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys think Sam's going to do good things in Carolina? Are you rooting for his demise? Like, which side are you on? Are you rooting against or for Sam? Do you want to see him flourish? I'm honestly really hoping Sam Darnold has a really good career because he just deserves it. I just feel like as a Jets fan, it doesn't sit with me well that we drafted a quarterback that high and set him up for failure. I really feel like he deserves nothing but the best, and I think he's in such a good position. He's got Teddy Bridgewater, and he's going to be, I think, under Matt Rule and Joe Brady, it's going to be a really, really interesting situation over there. But, man, guys, I don't know what else to think right now. The Jets just traded their quarterback, and they are going up into the draft, drafting most likely Zach Wilson. That is nuts. Guys, if you guys are new to Jets Media, do not forget to hit that subscribe button because I'm pretty sure we have a lot of people here on the stream that are not subscribed to Jets Media. And also, I definitely realize we do not have all Jets fans in here. So I'm going to plug my NFL YouTube channel real quick. If you guys don't know, I have an NFL YouTube channel called Touchdown Kingdom, and we just came out with our new mock draft. And I think you guys can see but from the thumbnail, that looks way more likely now that Zach Wilson will be the quarterback. So if you guys are interested, that's down below in the description to check out our latest first-round mock draft over on Touchdown Kingdom. So go check it out and subscribe over there. But there's really a lot to get into with this trade, whether you want to get into the compensation, you want to get into Sam Darnold on the Panthers. This just came out of left field, man. It came out of left field. I didn't expect this to happen right now. I'm supposed to be going live on my Mets YouTube channel in a half hour. The Mets opening days tonight. Jacob deGrom's on the mound, and the Jets just traded Sam Darnold away. Like, what the hell is going on? Sam Darnold, man, I just want to say, even though you disappointed us on the field, I want to give him a lot of credit for his character. I want to give him a lot of credit for him as a human because do you have any idea how hard it is to deal with the New York media, the New York City bright lights, especially when you're struggling? And he handled it as best as he could. He deserves a lot of credit. Whether you hate Sam Darnold or not, you got to admit that he was a class act, and he has the demeanor, he has the presence, he has the energy in order to be a good quarterback off the field. You can criticize him on the field. You can criticize his decision-making, his accuracy, whatever you want, his footwork. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way he dealt with adversity mentally, the way he was talking to the media, it's not easy, guys. It really isn't for a 23-year-old to get his entire fan base to turn on him. He deserves a lot of credit. I wish nothing but the best from Sam Darnold. I really, really hope that he can prove that he is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. That's what I wish from him. We got some donos to get into. Tyrex, thank you so much. He deserves this. Sam didn't get what he needed from the Jets, and this is coming from a Jets fan that's seen it all I was born. Yeah, I agree. I think Sam Darnold deserved to get moved on because, listen, if we kept Sam Darnold, this is the one thing I said, like, you guys know I was open to keeping Sam. I'm open to drafting a quarterback. But I always said if the Jets keep Sam and he goes out there and stinks it up in the first drive, he's getting booed out of MetLife. So I don't think that would have been a good thing. So for him to move on, it's a fresh start, a new city, and a new conference. I think this is the best case scenario for Sam Darnold, especially going to the Panthers. I really think the Panthers was a really good fit from him. Appreciate the dono, Tyrex. We also got another one. Can't wait to get the one-year wonder at quarterback. I hope not, man. Let's hope he's not a one-year wonder, right? So, Jack, what are your initial thoughts, and what do you think Sam's going to do over in Carolina?
Yeah, I think that Sam Darnold still has all the potential in the world, honestly. I feel like, this is something that I'm going to be saying a lot since this move just happened. But the Jets as an organization, as a whole, really set Sam Darnold up for failure. They did nothing to protect him. Well, Joe Douglas drafted a solid left tackle, but other than that, the offensive line was pretty abysmal throughout Sam's tenure with the Jets. Last year, he was thrown to Chris Hogan and Jeff Smith. And this year, he'll be throwing to his buddy Robbie Anderson and to DJ Moore. And he'll have the best receiving back in football, probably the best back in football, period, in Christian McCaffrey. So I really think the sky's the limit for Sam. He's still a super young guy. I'm very happy for him for where he ended up. And hopefully the Panthers can do a better job than we did at, surrounding him with a good supporting cast. And now that brings us to, if we don't get this next one right, I might have to just switch sports, because I can never switch teams, but I might just have to stop watching football, because if we mess up Wilson or whoever it is, I don't know what I'll do, man, because everybody was hyped for Sam when we drafted him. I mean, I know that all three of us personally thought that we had locked up our franchise guy for the next decade. So if we don't get this right with Wilson or Fields or whoever it ends up being, that's really gonna suck out loud. I'm not ready for that, man. I'm not ready for that.
So we got a lot of donuts to get into. Hold on 1 second. Finish what you were gonna say, Jack.
No, I was just gonna say we just have to work on being more patient, I guess, as a fan base, because if Zach Wilson has one bad year, I hope you guys want to ship him off the way you wanted to ship Sam off, because you gotta be consistent. So we'll see, man.
We will see. So we got Zach's Fifth Avenue era. It's looking like it. It's looking like Zach Wilson will be the future of the Jets quarterback. We don't know if he's the future because we all thought Sam was. But the one thing I will say is the Jets right now are positioned to develop a quarterback way better than when we drafted Sam Darnold. So that should give Jets fans a lot of optimism. My guy, Dan, one of my number one supporters on all of my channels. Appreciate you, Dan. Sam is my favorite player of all time. I will miss him, but I'm ready for this new era. Facts, Dan. I agree. I am a huge Sam fan. Some people can call me a Sam sexual, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. I'm rooting for my guy, Sam, and I hope he has a great career over in Carolina. Dan, I appreciate the donation, bro. You are the best. Tyrex again. And thank God Gase is gone. Gase the case. The Jets need an offensive line as a protection for Wilson. Yeah, man, I think that Joe Douglas needs to look back at what the Jets did to set up Sam Darnold and do the exact opposite, because that's what ruined Sam. His mind went to crumbs. He had no confidence in the system. He was running for his life. He had no one to throw to. So the blueprint for a failure at a quarterback position is what the Jets did with Sam. So if anybody's worried about ruining a quarterback, look back at what the Jets did in 2018 and to 2021, because that's how you fail at quarterback. So hopefully they do not go that route. Hold on 1 second. Just want to make sure I get to all your guys' donos. I can't wait till we play Sam in the Super Bowl and he destroys us. Whew. That would be absolutely insane if that happens. Joe Douglas praises Sam Darnold. This move is in the short and long-term best interest for both parties. So that's what Joe Douglas said himself. It was destined to happen. But if Sam Darnold versus us in the Super Bowl, I think that would be the greatest story in football history. I mean, I'm sorry, maybe that's a little not football history, but can you imagine that the Carolina Panthers become great with Sam and then we're great with Zach Wilson and we meet in the Super Bowl? I mean, it's possible just because of the conferences, but obviously that's so unlikely. But just imagine that. That would be nuts. Another dono, I think. Let me just make sure. I don't want to miss any of your guys' stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for all the donations, guys. I appreciate. If I did not get to any of your guys, my apologies, but I think I did get to everyone. But man, guys, Sam Darnold's traded. He is now a Carolina Panther. I think Zach Wilson is now officially a New York Jet. I got a lot of non-Jets fans in here. So I'm curious, guys, all the non-Jets fans, what are your thoughts on this move? Do you guys think that the Jets made a mistake on moving on from Sam? Do you guys think it's the good idea for Sam? What are your guys' thoughts? I'm curious. I know Jets fans are divided because some Jets fans are like, yo, what? I don't like this move. Some Jets fans are like, yes, it needs to happen. But it's over, guys. The Sam Darnold era in New York City is over. One Jets drive, whatever you want to call it, New Jersey, I don't care. It's the New York Jets organization. We officially failed Sam Darnold. I'm excited to see what he can do over there with McCaffrey and those guys and reuniting with Robbie Anderson. But guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream, smash that thumbs up button. We have so many people tuning in, and shout out to everybody watching on Twitter as well. I'm live over there. So I appreciate all the support, guys. It means the world to me. And we got another dono coming in from Big Green Nick. Jack, the first time Wilson throws a pick, he is done. Yeah, that's the Jets fan base for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of
especially what happened with Sam. I mean, especially that we drafted Sam. He had a promising first year, and then a second year started off with mono, and then the second half of the year, we're like, okay, Sam, that was awesome the way you finished off. Let's see a breakout year 3, and then he completely disappointed us in year 3. Jets fans are scarred. They are scarred, including myself. I am 100% scarred. I'm going into the mindset of this Jets new quarterback regime is you need to prove to me that you're the quarterback of the future. And we're not going to get that as rookie season unless he just becomes, Justin Herbert. But we got to be patient with our rookie. We got to give him 2 to 3 years to evaluate him because I think a lot of Jets fans are going to learn from their mistake. I wouldn't say a mistake because who wouldn't get excited after drafting a top 3 quarterback in Sam? But I don't know. I'm going into this quarterback in believing Joe Douglas. So what are your thoughts on that, Jack, in this whole situation that's going to unfold?
Yeah, I just have to stand by what I've been saying this whole offseason is that whether it was Sam Darnold, which we now know it's not going to be, or Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever is going to be the quarterback next year will have my full support. I'm not going to be rooting against Zach Wilson. That's just silly. I trust Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh and Mike LaFleur to make the right decision in as far as the quarterback position goes. And it just does it you can look at it from many different angles, but it certainly makes sense financially for the Jets to unload Sam Darnold. But yeah, I'm kind of a little sad now, a little more sad than I was when the news first got broke because that was just adrenaline. But now I'm a little sad. Sam was my boy, but it's a new era, man. We just gotta have the faith in our general manager to make what was hopefully the right decision. And now it's the biggest test of Joe Douglas's career, Robert Saleh's career, Mike LaFleur's career. Because if Zach Wilson is a success, I expect Mike LaFleur to have a head coaching job in a few years somewhere. So the Jets now are tasked with, even though they were tasked with the same thing 3 years ago, now it's crunch time, man. Woody Johnson's on Twitter tweeting stuff all the time. So if this team sucks, if this team next year sucks, and the quarterback that we bring in sucks, I don't know what I'll do with myself, man. I don't know. So now it's more important than ever to just build properly around a quarterback. For once in our lives, will the Jets build properly around a quarterback? We'll see.
What do you think, Ali? What's on your mind right now?
I mean, I feel like most of the fan base right now is just who are supporting Sam Darnold is taking an emotional toll over this, and it's football. You should never take it emotional way. Obviously, you can be sad, you can root for a player, but never take it emotional because this is a business. You gotta look at the realistically about what this team is trying to do. Obviously, Sam Darnold was not a part of Salah, LaFleur, and Joe Douglas plans. That's final. And he's off to a better place. He's off to a chance to revive his career. That's pretty much what you should guys should be actually happy if you do like Sam Darnold. Because Sam Darnold can maybe revive and be a starter in this league in Carolina. If he played this year with the Jets and he sucked, he's done. He is not going to be a starter. He's going to be a backup role for the rest of his career. People need to know that. And I think that what the plan is for the Jets, so far I've liked what Joe Douglas and Robert Salah have handled free agency. I like their plan so far. And you got to continue that. You got to believe that the right quarterback that they pick, either Zach Wilson, Fields, Trey Lance even, like who knows? They're part of that plan. It's part of their plan, and you got to just support it because that's who they're trying to build around. That's what they pretty much base free agency around, and they're pretty much basing their entire time in New York and Jersey or whatever in this one guy. So if people are taking a lot of emotional toll on this, I'm more like, okay, it's okay. I knew he was gone. I pretty much knew he's gone since December. We had to move on after what happened with Sam Darnold. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the Jets. The Jets and Panthers won this trade. Both sides. Panthers got a quarterback that they desperately need. Jets get whatever quarterback they want, and they get draft capital, which Joe Douglas loves. So, I mean, everyone should be happy about this. Obviously, it's going to be a lot to handle because 3 years for Sam Darnold, nothing happened. Like me, when we drafted him, and like Jack and Richie, we all believed he will be the starting quarterback for years to come. Obviously, that didn't go as planned, but now you can pretty much move on. We can move on. The next week or two, people are going to keep slowly moving on as draft continues. We're going to draft our guy, and then the rest is history. We'll see what happens, how they build it. But I really do feel like I like this coaching staff. I like everything that's going on right now with the Jets. We'll see how it goes. I never was really satisfied with Todd Bowles, Adam Gase with Sam Darnold. I was never really satisfied. But I like LaFleur. I like Kyle Shanahan. And I love that tree that is coming in. Robert Salah is a great head coach. And a good coach. We'll see how he is as a head coach. But I'm happy about it. Obviously, we all miss Sam, but yeah.
Yeah, and if you look at the Jets draft picks for the next 2 years, it's even crazier. Yeah. In 2022, we have 2 first-rounders and 2 second-rounders and 3 sixths, 2 fifths. So the Jets are absolutely loaded with draft picks. 21 draft picks in the next 2 years. That's 21 rookies. Expect that number to grow because we're going to trade down in the draft. Not at 2, but later on in the draft, we're going to trade down and acquire more capital and build this roster properly and make sure we do not make the same mistake and ruining our rookie quarterback like we did with Sam Darnold. This is going to be crazy. Shout out to all the NFL fans tuning into my stream of our reaction to Sam Darnold being traded to the Carolina Panthers. For anybody that is a Carolina Panthers fan, you guys are getting a relentless worker, a great guy, a really good character guy that's going to be a leader. He's a natural born leader. And he's a guy on the field that I think that just was a product of poor coaching. And I think I think Sam Darnold I can't even put in the words, going from Adam Gase to Joe Brady is unbelievable. So I think he's going to thrive in that system. I think he's going to do great things in Carolina. You're getting somebody that was destined to be great. I really, really genuinely believe that. I really think he's just a product of failure for the Jets organization. And the reason why I have a lot of confidence in this Jets coaching staff to not make the same mistake is because we're supplementing the roster properly. We're building around him. We have so much capital leading up. A big reason why you could argue why the Jets did not surround Sam properly is because we traded up our capital to get him. So when we got Sam in the building, we did not have any draft picks to really surround him with talent, and we did not hit on our draft picks at all. Mike McCagnon's fault, obviously. So, it's insane. Jets fans, you guys know me from the beginning. I've always been a Sam Darnold guy. I got my Sam Darnold jersey on now. I'll be rooting for him over in Carolina 100%. Will I be burning my Darnold jersey? Absolutely not. Not even in the consideration. But it's just wild. I think it's a new era in Jets football. I feel like, with the new coaching staff in the building, it needed to happen. I feel like that was my gut always told me that Zach Wilson will be the pick, even though I would have been open to every situation. But 21 draft picks in the next 2 years. How does that make you feel, Jack?
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, you talk about building through a draft. You can't get any better than that. So we're blessed with a crazy opportunity to really form a competitive roster. And it's just crazy, man. You said it, Rich. It's a new era of Jets football. We're going to have a new quarterback, new head coach, new staff everywhere. I'm just in shock, man. I've been in shock for the last half hour, 45 minutes. It's crazy, man. Crazy. Very happy for Sam. And I think it really did. I really think it's a win-win for both organizations. Saleh and Joe Douglas get to draft a player of their own, and we get some draft capital to go along with that. And then the Panthers, obviously, they think Sam Darnold is going to be their guy. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given up 3 draft picks for him when they still have Teddy Bridgewater in the building. So, yeah, I think it's a win-win for both organizations. Am I sad that Sam's gone? Absolutely. But am I excited to see what the future of this team is going to hold? 100%, man. I just can't wait for draft day. Super excited. And good for Sam. Because it would have been bad out there the second he threw even an incompletion this year for the Jets. So good for Sam. I think he goes to a more laid back market. I think that's going to be good for him. And like I said earlier in the stream, he's surrounded with a bunch of talent now on that offense in Carolina. So I really think it's a win-win for both organizations.
I really agree. Ali, what are your thoughts on all these draft picks the Jets have?
I mean, I just looked at the draft picks. I don't think we have any 7th rounders. All these 21st, the 21 picks in the next 2 years are all up to the 6th round pick. I mean, that 6th round. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive for Joe Douglas. I mean, he said he was going to build to the draft, and he's looking like he's locked and loaded. He's definitely locked and loaded and figuring out this entire team for the next 10 years through these drafts, the next 2 to 3 years of drafts. That's what he's trying to do here. And I really like the approach. It's a different approach. I think it's the right approach. And he's trying to figure out how to build a dynasty. He's trying to figure out how to build a consistent football team that's not made fun of for years. That he's trying to change that culture here. I really do like what he's doing right now. And people said that the Jets lost this trade. I don't think the Jets lost this trade. I think it's beneficial for both parties here. They get a quarterback. The Jets are going to get their own quarterback, and they got draft picks. I mean, what can you hate about this? I mean, his market was, I don't know, if you expected a 1st round pick, I'm sorry, you're never going to get that, especially for a quarterback that have not shown anything for 3 years. Getting that next year's 2nd round pick and the 4th rounder is pretty hefty. And I think with the 6th rounder we just got now, maybe we draft a kicker that's for 10 years. We never know. We were just talking about that in the last stream. So, the Jets have so many options. The Jets have so many holes still, especially at depth, but part of this team. I think he's trying to he's doing this the right way. I don't think the Jets lost this trade. I think this is a great trade. Sam Darnold's going to be hopefully successful. He's in a better organization, and he gets a fresh start with Robbie Anderson again. And I really do like Matt Rule over there. I really love Joe Brady. I think Joe Brady is a great offensive mind. We saw him unleash Robbie Anderson. Maybe he can unleash Sam Darnold. So, I'm excited to see that offense.
Me too, man. And I just realized, again, all these draft picks we have, 21 in the next 2 years, 7 of those picks are in the first 2 rounds. We have 7 picks in the first 2 rounds. Wait, how's it possible? Wait, that's not possible. I just saw a report about that. That's not possible. Wait.
Why not?
New York has 21 picks in next year's draft, including 7 in the first 2 rounds. So we have 2 firsts this year, 2 firsts next year. Wait, I'm trying to do the math here in my head. Do we have 7 picks in the first 2 rounds in the next 2 years?
Well, we just got an extra second pick from the Darnold trade just now.
7 in the first 2 rounds. I don't know why I'm blanking. Because we have 2 firsts this year and 2 seconds next year.
Don't we have Seattle's first next year as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have 4 firsts and 3 seconds. Yeah. So that's 7.
We have 7.
Whoa.
That's gnarly, man. And if he can hit on 5 of those,
yeah,
that would be.
Ideal.
That's really what it comes down to, man. I mean, at the end of the day, and that's why I'm very thankful that we have the general manager that we do, who comes from a scouting background. So all these draft picks are useless if you don't hit on them. So Joe Douglas, I mean, the weight of the world is on this freaking guy's shoulders, man. I swear to God, it's like it's just crazy.
I mean, listen, guys, we have all the ammunition possible to build around, our rookie quarterback. And for those saying that the Jets are going to not hit on these picks, the reason why the Jets have been so bad is because we've had a terrible GM in the previous years with Mike McCaggan. And like Jack just mentioned, we actually have a GM that prioritizes the draft. He's the one that drafted Mekhi Becton, and we know that that's a home run hit pick. So I have confidence in Joe Douglas. We have all the ammunition in order to build around the quarterback properly. So that's what gives me optimism on building around Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever the quarterback is going to be, because I like our offensive weapons right now. Right now we have Corey Davis. We have Denzel Mims and Jameson Crowder as our top 3 receivers. Expect to add another one in the draft. We also have Keelan Cole. And then offensive line, I think it still needs a lot of work. And now we have all these draft picks to even build the offensive line more and more and more. And also the Jets can even use this draft picks to move up in the draft if they wanted to grab somebody. Say they want to package, the 23rd pick and that future 4th round next year to move up a couple spots to draft Elijah Vera Tucker because he's not going to be there. Let's do it. Joe Douglas is a guy that understands value. He learned under one of the best GMs in the game, in Ozzie Newsome from Baltimore, and he knows that he needs to build through the draft. And now we have all the assets, so there's no excuse. Joe Douglas, now he made his decision. There are all these speculations leading up into the draft. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep Sam? They're going to trade Sam. Now we know they're traded Sam Darnold, and we have every single possibility imaginable to build around the rookie quarterback by surrounding him with weapons. 21 picks in the next 2 years? I can't even fathom that. 7 in the first 2 rounds? Like, let them all be offensive. Like, are you kidding me? Draft everything. Like, I don't even know, guys. My mind's everywhere. I'm still mind blown that Sam Darnold is gone. I guess we're going to keep our, for those guys that don't know, Jack and I, we went to New York City the summer that the Jets drafted Sam, and we met him. We got a signed football. So maybe if Sam thrives in Carolina, it'll be worth something. It's not a Jets football. It's an NFL football. So we'll see.
There we go, man.
I actually got to meet Sam Darnold because I do a lot of signing events. And when I got to talk to Sam Darnold, it was, I think, his second year. It was his second year when we met him. And we were at like this warehouse thing, and he was signing stuff. And he just had a conversation with me for 40 minutes. He was just standing there, signing stuff. and he was looking at me. He kept looking at me. I was like pulling the jerseys for him to sign, and he was just chilling, man. He was just talking about life. He was talking about California because I just went to California that year. I was like, "How's California? How do you like it and stuff?" He just told me all these new places go visit and all that stuff. And he's just a chill dude, man. He's a guy that's, people in Carolina are gonna love. That's for sure. You're getting a quarterback that's a people's person. He's not a media threat. He's not on there on social media blasting any teammates. He's a teammate first guy. Mekhi Becton just tweeted out earlier something about like, go have fun, brother. Go have some, go be great. And I think he can be great in Carolina. I think they're with Christian McCaffrey there, Robbie Anderson there. They got so much talent around him. And Sam just speaks correctly. I feel like he could play correctly. They can unleash him correctly, hopefully, over there. And I hope him the best, man.
It's crazy how this just happened so fast. And like they kept it so low key. You got to give the Jets front office so much credit because they're not letting anything slip. The Jets beat reporters know absolutely nothing. I mean, this morning, everybody was talking about arguing like, oh, the Jets are going to keep Sam and draft the quarterback. Like nobody has any idea what they're doing. So shout out to the new Jets regime because ever since Joe Douglas came in the building, they're not letting anybody know anything. And there's no sources, no inside anything. Zach Wilson looks like he's the pick and he will be the future of the Jets. Oh gosh, this is wild, guys. I'm curious what Panthers fans are thinking. Are they happy? Are they sad?
I think they're probably mixed, honestly, because
Panthers fans and they still have the 8th pick to build around them. They're going to get a weapon for him.
Get Kyle Pitts.
That's what I'm saying. What if they grab Kyle Pitts and all of a sudden Sam has Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey, and Kyle Pitts to throw the ball to? And then they go to the NFC Championship.
I might take Sam Darnold in fantasy, bro.
Yeah,
that's like I will cry gallons of tears, bro. Like it's like, oh my god, I just don't know how to feel right now. Like I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the future, obviously, but like, oh my god,
guys, this is nuts. Like this really, the emotions are pouring out of us. I'm like standing. I'm not even sitting anymore. I'm crouched, guys. For those that's been watching Jets media since the beginning, and now watching my reaction and Jackson Ali's reaction to this moment, wow. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. So many mixed emotions. I'll be rooting for Sam. Definitely drafting him in fantasy, 100%. I think it's just going to be a really good, match in Carolina for Sam. But most importantly, I think the Jets are really setting themselves up to be a really fun team next year. With now that we're officially having a rookie quarterback in the building, unfortunately, the picks that we got, they're not this year. We don't get a second this year. We got to wait, but this is a long-term project, and we have to let Joe Douglas be good. I think that the Jets, for any NBA fans, the Jets are becoming the Oklahoma City Thunder of the NFL with these draft picks. I mean, the Thunder, they have like 18 first-round picks in the next 6 years or something like that. We don't have that much, but we easily have the most draft capital in the league for the next 2 years. 21 picks. Yeah, them and the Dolphins for sure.
Wait, the Thunder have 18 first-round picks in the next 6 years?
Something like that. It could be like 1 or 2 off, but
that's so crazy for basketball.
I know.
For basketball.
It doesn't make sense.
I mean, for any sport, it's nuts, but like first-round picks are like premier in basketball more than like any other sport, I feel like.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what they're doing over there.
That's insane.
They traded their entire team and got like so many picks. But hey, I'm down for the Jets to become the Thunder of the NFL with all these draft picks. And now that we're getting a rookie quarterback, we need as many draft picks as possible because this draft class is going to be so important. We're getting a quarterback at 2. That's set in stone. And then we're going to get hopefully a offensive lineman in 23. Oh man, guys, this is wild. This is such a this is such a pivotal moment in Jets history. Like we just traded away a quarterback we drafted 3 years ago. That doesn't happen. We're about to be the first team ever to draft a quarterback in the top 3 in the 3 years span. That's insane. And it just goes back to the emotional feeling of We failed Sam. But we can't harp on the past. We got to move on and understand there's a new regime in the building, and they're not going to make the same mistake. Like I said, the reason why Sam was failed last year was because of incompetent GMs not drafting any offensive linemen, and the owners deserve a lot of criticism as well by hiring Adam Gase in the first place. Absolutely disgraceful. But we have a brand new coaching staff in the building. Robert Saleh with Kyle Shanahan offense coming in. We have 21 draft picks in the next 2 years. We have a lot of things to be optimistic about. We got a new rookie quarterback to come in. But man, one thing I got to say to Jets fans is whatever rookie we draft, let's be behind him and support the hell out of him. But I mean, just from speaking from experience, don't get too emotionally attached until he really shows that he's the guy. Even though I feel like we're positioned so much better now than we were when we drafted Sam, where it's going to be really hard for us to fail, this quarterback, whether it's Wilson or Fields. I think that we are positioned to build around a quarterback so beautifully, and I really don't think that you can be in a better situation to build around a quarterback. Would you agree, Jack? Like, what are your thoughts on the ability to build around a quarterback now with the draft capital and with the coaching staff in the building? Like, how much confidence do you have?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, man, because that's what I was thinking in my head as you were speaking, is that this Sam trade now opens up the door even more for Joe Douglas to play around, even in this year's draft. Let's say Joe Douglas wants to move up higher in the first round, not higher than 2, obviously, but let's say he wants to move up from 23. This just gave him more ammo to do that. Let's say he wants to keep 23 and trade the 34th pick back and have 3 freaking first round picks this year. Everything's on the table now. This just gives us 3 more draft picks to play around with and to potentially use to trade up and grab more premier players, which we know we have some positions of dire need that need to be filled through this draft that weren't exactly tackled in free agency, like the cornerback spot and the guard spot. So I just think that, moving Sam and getting 3 picks in return now gives Joe Douglas even more of an opportunity to just build this team through the draft. And, it's a huge responsibility that's on this coaching staff's shoulders now. Bringing in a rookie quarterback to this New York market after what just happened with Sam Darnold over the past 3 years, where 99% of Jets fans thought that he was going to be our franchise guy finally after all these years of waiting, after the Geno Smith era and the Mark Sanchez era and drafting Christian Hackenberg. And, we thought we had finally got it with Sam Darnold. So now the pressure is more on than it's ever been for this organization as a whole to finally do the right thing and do right by their rookie quarterback that they're going to be bringing in. So Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, LaFleur, ownership, the pressure's on, man. The fans are not going to react nicely to a quarterback doing poorly this year for the Jets. So it's crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy draft. It's going to be a crazy rest of the offseason leading up to draft. I cannot wait to see whoever we draft in training camp. And then, the freaking 2021 NFL season, it's going to be, I'll say this, the Jets are going to be, not even for Jets fans, but the Jets are going to be very fun to watch for the entire league, I think. It's just new blood everywhere on both sides of the ball, staff included. So I think that, the Jets are going to be at the forefront of everybody's minds for sure. So that's going to be fun. But I've just been having mixed emotions for the last hour or so, man. It's I'm very excited for what the future holds, but I had every hope in the world for Sam Darnold to be a successful quarterback with the Jets, and that didn't happen, man. So it's just a roller coaster ride right now, but we're in such a beautiful position now to build around a rookie quarterback. So historically, we haven't been able to do that, but I think we all trust who we have in the building now in Robert Saleh and in Joe Douglas. So pressure's on, man. They got to get it done.
Yeah, TD Finn's talk is live right now. Breaking news: Jets trade Sam Darnold, new quarterback coming to AFC East. That's funny. Shout out to all the AFC East roundtable supporters in here. The next AFC East roundtable is going to be pretty interesting on my point of view because you guys know my whole take on the whole Jets situation. But guys, it's Joe Douglas made the decision. He decided to move on from Sam, and now he needs to build this team properly. So. Ali, any other words you have that you haven't said before of how much? Because listen, if you look at what the Buffalo Bills did with Josh Allen, they had all the draft capital they needed when they drafted Josh Allen, and they build around him properly. Do you have confidence in the Jets front office to not make the same mistake and actually give Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, whoever they draft, the right opportunity to be successful?
Yes and no. I mean, I really do think the Jets are on the right track. I really do think that. I think the Jets finally have football-minded guys and successful guys that have been successful in the last 5 years. I mean, San Francisco went to the Super Bowl. Robert Saleh was a part of that. LaFleur was also a part of that. Joe Douglas won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. He was a part of that win. So, I mean, the Jets have a lot of talented, experienced coaching staff members and front office now. So, I mean, if I like the package first of all, I like the package that Joe Douglas did. I think this is the best offer they could have received for Sam Darnold. People were comparing it to Matt Stafford. Stafford and Darnold are two separate quarterbacks, man. Like, if you're going to compare Stafford to Darnold, you just got to leave the conversation because Stafford has been a productive quarterback for his entire career. But he's just been at a sucky team. Sam Darnold's still young, but he hasn't proven anything. Stafford is a built quarterback that can still change a team in the next 2-3 years who are trying to win a Super Bowl. And, that's what happens for Stafford. So I think the Jets got a pretty good haul for what Sam Darnold has done in the last 3 years. But, man, whatever for the Jets' perspective now, the Jets have to build. The Jets have to build, and they have built correctly, I feel, as of now. They have built correctly, got offensive linemen with Mekhi Becton. They got receivers. They got Corey Davis, which is a great signing. He's a young, talented wide receiver. You got him for a good price for that. I mean, he's trying to build guys that can work around this team, work the way that Salah wants to run this team, work the way that LaFleur wants to run this offense. I mean, this is the first time I actually trust this staff because I feel like this staff is has been productive in the past, like I said, and I feel like they know what they're doing. They have a plan and they're sticking with a plan no matter what happens. So if it's Zach Wilson, the quarterback, I do not expect us to go 10 wins. I don't expect us to win 11 games. I really don't. But if we could, we maybe could. Who knows? But I don't expect that much from this team. What I expect is productive 200-yard games from whoever quarterback is there, either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. That's what I expect. Play clean game. Look like you're progressing every single game. Obviously, week 1, depending who we play, is going to be a rough stretch. It's for any rookie quarterback, it's going to be rough. You're not going to have a Sam Darnold type first game where he throws an interception and then completely creams the Detroit Lions. That's not going to happen. We don't know if that's going to happen again. So it's going to be a process. I don't expect him to be whatever quarterback come to be on the top of the standings, the top of the quarterback rankings, but just be relevant. Be in the top 20, be relevant, be consistent. And if we can see consistency from this quarterback, the Jets have a chance. The Jets I think they made the right decision on getting their quarterback. And obviously, I'm all on board on this situation. I think Joe Douglas did a great trade here. Even Schefter said they've been talking. Panthers and Jets have been talking for weeks now, and they finally settled today that this is going to be the trade. So I'm happy for Sam. I'm happy for the Jets of what they got. I would say good job to Joe Douglas on getting this done before the draft, so fans can start focusing on their new quarterback that is certain, either Zach Wilson or Justin Fields. Those are the guys right now. Those are going to be their quarterback next year. So get focused on them. And the Jets have a lot of work to do, but I think they're in the right track.
Yeah, man. Very well said, Ali. We got to a tweet from Greeny, who is probably one of the biggest Jets fans in the NFL media. He says, Sam Darnold was the absolute least of the Jets' problems the past 3 years, deserves better from the moment he got to town. He's going to be a really good quarterback in the NFL. I'll be rooting for him. Couldn't have said it better myself, Greeny. That's exactly how I feel. But, it's time to move on. I think Jets Nation, we are going to be a very fun team to watch. We are going to be an upcoming team. We got a young gun in Zach Wilson potentially being our quarterback who has a ton of potential. And most importantly, I think the biggest thing about this trade that should give Jets fans confidence, and we've said it over and over again, but it's just the amount of capital we have where it's almost impossible for us to fail the quarterback. If 3 years from now, whoever we draft is not succeeding, it's going to be because the quarterback wasn't living up to his expectations. I think that we're going to be able to the coaching staff, to the draft picks, to the cap space flexibility, and to the overall movement of this organization and where they're headed. I think we're the best team for a rookie quarterback to go to. One of the best, at least, just because of the new regime in place. Like all these NFL fans in here, shitting on the Jets, same old Jets, they're going to suck. We suck. Like, yeah, we have sucked for 10 years straight. So you guys, you have every right to shit on the Jets because we've been terrible. We were a laughing stock last year. And everything that Jets fans are happy about right now, we know what's good. We know that we sucked. And you guys have a right to say that we suck. But right now, this is not the same old Jets. We have a completely different regime. No more Adam Gase, because Adam Gase was a big reason why we were bottom gutter of the league. Like Todd Bowles was light years ahead of Adam Gase. When he came in the building, it was a disaster from the beginning. Everyone knew that was a mistake. Now we have a very respectable coach in Robert Saleh. We basically took the entire 49ers coaching staff over to New York. The 49ers went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, so we know how competent that coaching staff is. So this is a brand new coaching staff. This is a brand new regime for the New York Jets. So for all the NFL fans that are just shitting on the Jets and thinking that's never going to work out, you have a right to believe that. But I'm telling you, we're coming. And the Jets are going to be a completely different team in the next 2 to 3 years, even next year. And people are going to look at the Jets and say, wow, they're setting themselves up for the future. And now we're going to have a lot of fun next year with this new energy on the sidelines with Saleh, with this defensive front that's going to be crazy on the defense. Now we have a rookie quarterback, and man, this is going to be a fun time, and I'm just excited. I think for everybody asking who won the trade, I think both teams won the trade. I think that the Carolina Panthers got their guy in Sam Darnold because they had a big question mark at the quarterback position. I don't think they're sold on Teddy Bridgewater for the future. And I think that the Jets, they needed to make the decision at the quarterback position before the draft came around, like we were talking about earlier in the stream, or the other stream rather. And we got a haul that I'm okay with. We got 3 draft picks, and getting a second-round pick is the biggest part of it. If we got only a 6th and a 4th, that would be terrible. But getting that second-round pick next year is huge. Getting a 6th this year, a 2nd next year, and a 4th next year, that is a good haul for Sam Darnold. I think it's a win-win for both sides. I think that, you can't expect to get a first-round pick for a quarterback that was bottom 3 in the league last year. So, for the Panthers to give up their capital to get him in the building and to be their future, I think Panthers fans should be excited, and I think Jets fans should be excited, man. I think that Mike LaFleur, the new offensive coordinator, is licking his chops to get a rookie quarterback in the building. And it's a new era for the Jets football, man. For everybody shitting on us, listen, again, I know that we've been terrible for the past decade, but it is different now. It's a different energy. And maybe Jets fans have said this over and over again, but I genuinely believe it. And if you look at the evidence of the draft picks in the cap space and the new regime, new GM, new quarterback in the building, everything, the vibes are turning. So, this was a crazy live stream. Jack, do you have any other thoughts before we end it? Because I know this was a really, really crazy, moment. We've been live for an hour. Wow.
I know, man. It flew by, and we were just live for an hour before this talking about if we were going to keep Sam or not. Yeah, it's just, been a roller coaster of emotions for me for the last hour or so. I wish nothing but the best for Sam Darnold. I just tweeted this out. I'll read it. I said the Jets failed Sam Darnold from the moment he walked into the building. Regardless of how you feel about him, you absolutely have to acknowledge this is true. I think he'll be a great quarterback for the Panthers, and I couldn't be happier for him. Who's up next? So that's pretty much exactly how I feel, man. I feel like, that's just a fact. Regardless of how you feel about Sam right now in this very moment, the Jets did not set him up for success. In fact, they set him up for quite the opposite. So I think that now it's time to prove that we can successfully build around a quarterback, whoever that may be. And I'm happy for Sam. I really do think it's a win-win for both organizations. The Panthers got their guy. And, everybody said that the market for Sam might have been a second and a fifth or something like that. We got a second, a sixth, and a fourth. So I think Joe Douglas is just out here doing what he does. A part of me is definitely sad because I thought Sam Darnold was going to be the guy for the future, but didn't work out, man. So I'm a Jets fan no matter what. Now I'm a Sam Darnold fan as well. So it is what it is, man. But I'm just excited to see what the future holds.
Yeah, I agree, man. There's only so much we can talk about. The Knicks need Sam Darnold. Maybe you're right, man. I mean, Sam's low-key a baller basketball-wise. But it's funny. Listen, man, it was a crazy trade. It came at a time where we weren't expecting it to happen. Will Sam Darnold become the next Ryan Tannehill? That's the big question. I think it's going to be really fun, to look at the Gase watch, whether that's Chris Herndon, whether that's Denzel Mims, any playmaker on the Jets that was under Gase, and now Sam Darnold and the Panthers. Gase watch, you saw what happened with Mike Gesicki over in Miami and Devontae Parker. Those two did not really have a lot of production under Gase. Gase leaves. New coach, new regime, new offense. They start thriving. Ryan Tannehill goes to Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill was looked at like an average quarterback, never really going to be a franchise quarterback. Then he goes to Tennessee and leads him to, maybe he didn't lead them, but he was a very competent quarterback, as we know, in Ryan Tannehill. So that's I'm really curious to see what kind of Sam Darnold happens to the new coaching staff and a new regime. But most importantly, it's a new era for Jets football. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this spontaneous stream. We were live on a previous stream literally an hour ago talking about Sam and if he's going to be on the roster with a rookie, and we find out the news live. So a lot of content here on Jets Media now in this week regarding this trade. A lot of stuff lined up. I'm going to be live on my Mets YouTube channel in the next 20 minutes. So if you guys want to check me out over there, it's at Mets Media. And guys, thank you guys for tuning in for this crazy live stream. Ali, do you have anything else to say before we end it?
Yeah, I mean, for the last couple of months, I've been pretty much set. People have been saying that I've been hating on Sam Darnold. I want the shiny new toy. That's what a lot of people have been using, the phrase "the shiny new toy," which I don't understand. But I never hated on Sam Darnold. But his regression is real. He regressed the last two from his rookie year. He's definitely regressed. He's trying to do too much. And overall, this team needed a new start. He needed a new start. And for this trade to go down now, I wasn't expecting the trade to go down this quickly. We were talking, me and Richie were talking earlier that this is going to be a quick stream. We don't have that much time today. We're going to have a quick stream today, and we're just going to just go by it. And then this broke out. And now we're looking at a future. Now we're looking at a coaching staff that wants their guy, and we start fresh. No Adam Gase getting forced Sam Darnold. This guy gets his own quarterback, and I'm happy for Sam. I'm happy for the Jets. And now the actual season starts. Now they got to pick their quarterback and make their decision. Is it going to be Fields or Wilson? Obviously, looking like Wilson, but I wouldn't count out Fields this quickly. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But again, Sam Darnold, I wish him the best. And the Jets, Joe Douglas, great job on getting the trade done, and the draft picks for the future for the Jets. And I think the future is bright for the New York Jets, and everyone should be happy right now.
Yes, sir. The future is bright. John, trade prior to Wilson medical evaluation, is that a concern? Yeah, John, you do bring up a point. The one thing about Zach Wilson is he had shoulder surgery So that's something that they're going to keep an eye on. Hopefully that will all check out. I'm sure they're doing due diligence, and they probably talked to him and did their own little physical of their own. At least I would guess. Appreciate the dono, brother. We also have a quick dono from the NY Bully. Is it too early to crown Joe Douglas, the Jets, the best GM that we ever had? That guy is a dog. You know, he's definitely proving to be different than previous regimes, but we can't crown him just yet because he has 21 draft picks to get through before we can crown him. Do I have confidence in him? 100%. I'm not saying that we shouldn't crown him. I love that he is setting this team up for the future with 7 picks in the first 2 rounds, the next 2 years, 21 picks in the next 2 years. We are building. Like I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we have so much potential if we just hit on these draft picks, man. So I agree, the NY Bully. He is a dog. And Eddie, 2025 breaking news, Zach Wilson has been traded. What will the Jets do with the number 1 pick? Eddie, don't say that. Eddie, don't do that to us, man. That's not the energy we needed. Listen, I don't want this to happen, but Eddie, after seeing what happened with the Jets just now, you can never count anything out. You know what I mean? So I love it, but I hate it. I'm just kidding. I'm happy what's going on with this Jets. I love the future. My mind's all over the place. I got to prepare myself for another Mets stream. The Mets stream is happening like in the next 20 minutes. If you guys are interested, type in Mets Media. For any Mets fans, I'll actually link it real quick before I end the stream for anybody interested. I know not everybody are Mets fans in here, so I'm not going to get my feelings hurt if you guys are not interested. But here, I'm going to link it really quick before I end the stream, if that's okay with you guys. And here we go. All right, so I just linked it in the live chat. I'm going to pin it if I can catch it. Here we go. So any Mets fans interested, I'll be live over there pretty soon to talk about the Mets opening day over on my Mets channel. I appreciate all the love over there. And I think we got one more. Did we get a super chat? I don't want to miss anything before we end. Mr. Diggs, Bills Mafia, let's go and hit heads any given Sunday. Mr. Diggs, I appreciate your support. I saw you in the live chat giving the Jets love. Always appreciate the AFC East roundtable, the supporters. You guys are awesome. I appreciate everybody. You guys are the best. Jets Nation, we're coming. We're coming for the AFC East. We're coming for the NFL. It's a new era. Let's go, Jets. Woo! Come on, let's get hyped. I'm excited for the draft. I appreciate all you guys. Ali and Jack, I always appreciate you boys helping me out with these streams because I couldn't do it alone without you guys. Shout out to everybody, and I'll see you guys on my Mets stream for all the Mets fans. Peace out.